Hello everybody and welcome back to 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 Untitled. What's up guys, welcome back to Untitled. Dalton here, and today we've got another Infinity Stone for you. Yes, this is a part of our Infinity series we've got going on. We already made the Space Stone and the Soul Stone. So if you've not seen those videos, I definitely recommend you go and check those out. They're super cool. And while you're at it, you might as well subscribe. Down below, click the little subscribe button. Because why not? But yes, if you were not already able to tell by the intro there, today we are making the Time Stone. Before being captured by Thanos in the recent Infinity War movie, the Time Stone resided with Doctor Strange inside the Eye of Agamotto. The Doctor Strange movie is actually one of my favorite Marvel movies up to date. I mean, the guy is so awesome. He can open these cool little portals, and he controls the Time Stone, so yeah. But anyway, the Time Stone is awesome, and so is the Eye of Agamotto, so that's why today I'm going to show you how to make your very own. Alright, let's see if I can't just take us back to the beginning. Alright, now to start off with this build, I first printed out a bunch of reference photos. I found the size of the Eye of Agamotto using some reference pictures of Doctor Strange wearing it and figured it was about 4.5 inches long. I then found this one reference image, scaled it to the approximate size, and printed it out a bunch of times. I printed it out a bunch of times because I'm basically going to be cutting out different parts of it to figure out the size of all the individual parts and then put them together. Now we're going to be taking this by section, so first we're going to start with this inner part here that houses the actual eye itself. So I first cut out this inner circle like so. I then trace it onto a 1/4 inch piece of black EVA foam. You can get this stuff at your local craft store. Now it's hard to tell what exactly is going on all around on that. I can definitely tell there's some more intricate designs, but it's hard to tell exactly what they are. It sort of just looks like a bunch of crossing lines. So to achieve this look, I first take some green floral wire, you can take any wire you like, and start wrapping it around this little donut shape like so. I just wrap and wrap and wrap, making sure to zigzag and crisscross all over the place. Now it is time for, you guessed it, thermoplastic. I'm going to take some black warbler and cut out 2 pieces that are slightly larger than this donut shape. I then heat them both up and stick them on each side of it, sealing down the edges together using a pair of scissors or whatever else I have on hand. I then cut the hole out of the middle and trim the excess off of the sides. Now I move on to this little ring that is going around the eye here. I cut it out of the paper first, and then I cut it out of 2 pieces of the black warbler stuck together just to give it a little bit more thickness. Then it is time to sculpt the little details that are on this. It looks like there are some eyes of Horus or Agamotto, I guess. Just some little eyes and line details all around it. So to carve these out of the thermoplastic, I use a soldering iron like so. Then I heat it up and place it on like so. Now it is time to make the little eye in the middle, which contains the Time Stone. Now for the actual glowing stone itself, I'm going to be using these little LED floral lights that I have here. I found they are the exact size as the little circle in the middle of the Eye of Agamotto. So I just attach one on like this, and then I cut out all of these shapes out of the paper that I'm going to need. First this large eye shape here, then a smaller one to give it a little bit more detail, and then a little ring to go right around the eye itself, sort of like a little eyelid. Now it is time for the big outer portion of the eye. So once again I cut this out of the paper and then I trace it onto some black 1/4 inch EVA foam. Now I wanted this to be thicker but not too thick, so I go ahead and I layered 4 pieces of this together. I cut them each out and then glued them together using some contact cement. This stuff is super great. You just put a little bit on each piece that you want to glue together. Then you let it dry for about 10 to 15 minutes and then you can stick the pieces together and they will be stuck permanently. Once I had these pieces together like so, I then took a sanding bit on my rotary tool and smoothed out the edges. Once the edges were even, I then went back in and beveled them down like so. This way they came to a little point in the middle. I also smoothed out the inner circle, that way the little dome that we made earlier can fit in perfectly. Now it was time to cover this in thermoplastic as well. To do this, I did the exact same thing I did with the little donut shape before. Just 2 pieces that are a little bit bigger. Heat them up. Very careful around the inner circle to not overstretch the thermoplastic. And then along the edges, I did leave a little bit of excess hanging off because as you can see, there is a little ridge going around the entire eye. And now it is time to put the little donut inside the hole. To do this, I sort of just wedged it in there and then heated the area up just a little bit so that it would all stick together. Now it is time to sculpt the outer details on the eye. I first draw them on with a Sharpie. And then again, taking my soldering iron, I go in and carve them out. Being careful not to go too deep, but you definitely want to make sure that they will be visible in the end. I also sculpt in some little lines all around the little edges there. Now it is time to seal this all up. Black Warbler is very smooth compared to other thermoplastics, but when it is stretched quite a bit, it does start to get a little bit rough. So to smooth that up, I'm just going to be using some Mod Podge. You can use anything you want though. Some wood glue or regular PVA school glue will work just fine. I put on 3 good coats of this. Once that dried, I spray painted it black, just to make sure everything was a nice even coat of black. Now I go ahead and I paint this. Now to paint it gold, you could use some regular gold paint, but I'm going to be using some gold Rub and Buff. It's sort of like a wax polish that has some gold pigments all in it. You just take a little bit. Usually you can just rub it in with your finger or a paper towel or something, but I like to use this brush here. I really like it because I can just get a little bit on the brush, dab it off, and then really polish it in. The more you polish it, the shinier it gets. I do tape off the inner eye just to make sure that nothing gets on it. Now it is time for that last piece. Now I go ahead and cut it out in 2 sections like so, because you can see it sort of has a lower layer and an upper layer. 2 lines and then 2 lines on top of that. I go ahead and cut them very carefully out of the paper and then out of the thermoplastic. This is very difficult, but just take your time and it'll look good. I then stick the 2 pieces together by heating them up and then carve the little lines it has using the soldering iron once more. I then go ahead and paint this black and then gold, and then once that is done, I take a little bit of super glue and just glue it into place like so. Now for the last part, the eye. I go ahead and paint a little bit of green paint inside the clear plastic dome. And then I just glue this green LED light that is actually remote controlled, really fancy. I just glue that right behind it, pop it on, and boom, there you go. You have your very own Eye of Agamotto. Now Doctor Strange has his on a strap so that he can wear it sort of as a necklace, I guess. But I wanted mine to just be left alone so it can be a little display. Like I said, we're making all of the Infinity Stones and we've still got 2 more to go. The Reality Stone and the Power Stone, and you definitely don't want to miss those. So like I said earlier, go ahead and subscribe down below and hit that little bell icon next to it. That way you'll be notified once we do post those really cool videos. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you real soon with another video. Bye!